Maybe some of you remember this one. This is the Autel Evo Nano Plus, I think it was called. This was a fantastic drone when it was released. It had a really good camera doing some really outstanding performance in low light conditions. I've not seen any drone that can match this as per this day, especially not the sub 250 gram drones. None of them is capable of coming even close to the low light performance of this one. The downside to this one is that it's not very handy in high wind. And luckily, we don't have those conditions here today. So after updating the firmware as well as the software on the drone, I thought it would be nice just to take it for a short flight, just as a reminder of some of the stuff that we had in the past. Sitting here and I just plugged in a new battery, and unfortunately it's only 3 dots, 2.5 dots, because it has been discharging in my bag before I decided to go out flight. So let me just fire it up and let's get airborne and see what we can do with it.
Please take off later.
So the controller is this nice game style setup, which I think a lot of you would be familiar with from playing with PlayStations and such. Let's just get it airborne and then we can continue this. So now it stopped recording, so it decides to stop recording and start recording again. And this is really annoying. You can see it's just fly to the mill over here. That is for some reason broken. You can see on the histogram on the upper left side here that we are slightly underexposed. See, that is one thing that's really annoying with these Autel drones, is that they are also very sensitive with the sensors. So I usually end up disabling them because you get kind of crazy to listen to those. So I can just fly nicely around this mill here, like a manual point of interest. There are some automated flight modes. Maybe we should try one of those. But what I want to show you here first is that I can actually take a picture while I'm flying. So when I'm filming, I can actually take a picture without it switching out of video mode and back into video mode. So that's a really nice option. I also have this magnification option here, so I can get very close to this, to the hub of the mill, without actually being very close. So the sticks are more rough, definitely more rough on Autel products than they are on what we are usually flying with. But there are ways to adjust them, but I don't have enough flying experience to come with some proper recommendations to how these should be set. So I'm rushing this a little bit because I can see I can see that the battery meter is, that is declining rapidly while we're doing this. So you can see I'm actually quite far away from the mill. So let's just stop the video recording here. And of course you have all the usual suspects here. You have all the auto settings. You have the pro settings that will allow you to do stuff with your drone. We'll just keep it in auto for now. You have all the flight mode. You have the panorama option. You have a hyperlapse option. You have a shoot option, which is the one we're using here, that we can use to switch between photo and video. There's a portrait option. I don't know what that is. Maybe we could just try and record something here and maybe it will tell us. Or we'll be able to see what it is. But I guess it's something where you need to be closer to subjects, and maybe it's something with the blur, so it can blur out the background or something like that. I don't know. Let's fly a little, maybe. Oh, that was a bird. Birdie, 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 birdie. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe one of you that already own this drone for a while would know what the portrait mode is. There's a quick shot mode. Maybe we can do like a, I don't know, a flick. Let's see what is a flick. That's at least something that we are not used to.
3, 2,
so let's see what it's doing with the flick. It's not doing anything. So let's do an orbit. See if we can make that one work.
3,
2, 1, go! No, that's not working very well. There's also a tracking option, and I actually tried the tracking option prior to this video, recording this video, on a different location. But I didn't have very much luck doing it, to be perfectly transparent. I can't make it lock onto anything other than static objects. And again, the calculation fails. So I don't know if there's something wrong with my... Yeah, okay. So it's actually locking onto the car here. So let's move down, see what we do. See if we can make it track it. So it's at least not as it's a lot more sensitive than the DJI version that just works out of the box. There's no doubt about that. See, I can't really make it lock onto the car. And if I maybe turn it over here, it will probably lock onto this house at some point.
return to home air.
So now it's complaining about the battery here. We are down to 25. I think 25 is, let's just put that one. I know it can fly much lower. So let's just put that one the whole way down. 15. Can't go lower than 15, so let's just make sure that we're not spending more time trying to make stuff work that it can't work. So let's just go on the shooting mode here and then switch into camera, and then make sure that we are getting one of these nice high resolution images. Take one of those, and then we also want to make sure that we do a normal one here, and then we do an AEB, so we have a little bit to mess around with. AEB like this. We take an image here, so, and then let's get back into video mode, where we are recording in 4K, I would assume. At least I would hope. 4K 30 FPS. That's what we are doing. And I can, let's just enable the HDR mode. This, so you get a chance to see that as well. So there's actually HDR video on the drone, which is super, super nice. So we're just flying around this little house before we are being called back here in a couple of percentages of time. And the footage is neutrally exposed. I would probably underexpose it a bit.
The aircraft battery is low.
So now it's initiating return to home. We will just fly it back. Maybe we should just see what happens if we do the return to home.
Stop
So I
recording.
can just go in here and see is there anything else. Lock color profile. Let's do one of
Stop
those.
recording.
So we have some of the footage here that we can mess around with. I would assume either it will forcefully descend in 1 or 2% time. I think I put it down to 8%. Then it would start to drop out of the sky. But I know from the time that I've been playing with this drone, when I did a full range test on the Velos military air base, that it flies a lot longer, and you can force it up by just pushing up the stick. But it will try to land. Just wait and see. And if everything goes wrong, I get dirty shoes and I go and get it into the field there.
Stop
So
recording.
you see now it's trying to land itself. So let's just get it back here. So see if I let go of the throttle. See it's trying to land. So I'm not pushing down on the throttle, so it's actually auto landing, but I can stop it from doing that and actually push it up. And I can do that down to 0% in battery. Let's just make sure what we're doing here. I'm not roof landing today. So let's just let it go down. Going down. going down. So, yeah. So I'm out of batteries now, so we can't do more testing of this. But let me know if you have any specific questions to the Autel Evo Nano Plus. Then I'll make sure to try and answer those in the comments below. Also, if you have any tips and tricks for this drone, then make sure to share them as well. By the way, if you want to see a range test of this drone to see how far it's actually possible to push it out, then I made a video a long time ago around this, and I'll make sure to link that through this card. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then feel free to give a like. If you didn't like it, then feel free to press the dislike button twice. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you around.